For myself, Leupold and Stevens is very near and dear to my heart. It is the first job that I got when I retired from the military. So I had spent 21 years in special operations in the Army, within the 1st 75th Ranger Battalion and 5th Special Forces, and another unit forward deployed in Europe, and then came home to 5th Special Forces, where I finished off my career as a Sergeant Major. And you know, when you go from the military and you say, well, the bulk portion of my military was spent shooting rifles, long ranges, you know, what am I qualified for? Luckily, Leupold and Stevens needed somebody to come and start up their military law enforcement division, and that's what I did. So I took my skill set that I had, though limited as it is, from the sniping community within special operations, and used that to further Leupold and Stevens' line of Mark IVs, and that was in 2001. And so here I am today representing Leupold and Stevens in Montana and Wyoming, and it's very fulfilling because I can work for a company that's still family owned. Since 1907, the Leupold family still owns the company, and everything's made right here in America, which for me as an old soldier, you know, that represented the country so long, that means something. That I get to get up every day and deal with good people like here at Murdoch's and talk about shooting and talk about American company and talk about partnership that we have with Murdoch's. And so you couldn't ask for much better of a life than I've had right now. In 1986, I was at a place called Mott Lake in North Carolina, which is within Fort Bragg. And at that time, I was with 5th Special Forces on a Halo team. It was really a small compound in the middle of Fort Bragg, not very high tech. You could almost think that you were being thrown back into the Vietnam era. And of course, back then, we were using M21 systems, which are M14s. It's a bolt, semi-automatic rifle, with old Art 1 and Art 2 scopes left over from Vietnam that couldn't hold a zero if you super glued them together. And so that was a real challenge. And even back then, as a young Special Forces soldier, I was like, wow, you know, how can you win a war with this kind of equipment? We do, but, you know, how? And in 1985, 86 time frame, some guys from Leupold and Stevens showed up, and they had these. Remington had won the contract for the M24 sniper system, and on top of it was a fixed 10 power Leupold Ultra, which you see right here. It was a remarkable change. It was remarkable. I mean, you could take this up to 30,000 feet and halo it, free fall it, and it would hold the pressure. You could take it 3 atmospheres down, 99 feet underwater in salt water, it will hold its accuracy. Cold weather, hot weather, they heat them up. They used to take these old girls and literally ice block them and then thaw them out in an oven, put it back on a rifle and shoot it, see if it would hold at zero, before they would give it to the US military. And this particular scope, as an example, and a testimony to Leupold's ingenuity and craftsmanship, American craftsmanship, this thing still shoots exactly as it did the first time I ever shot her in 1986. And that's remarkable. You know, it's more than just personal. I mean, for love of the country, Leupold, as a family-owned business, has always tried its very best to give the military what it needs. An American-made product like that, that's still built here. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, you know, at Leupold, we have 650 plus people that work at that factory. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of Americans making a living, making extraordinary equipment for not only the American military, but the American hunter and outdoorsman. So yeah, that's why I, you know, love Leupold so much.